35 days were going to pass whether I did the challenge or not. But it's funny because I started this challenge thinking success would look like a number on the scale, right? But 35 days later, the things I'm actually most proud of aren't measured in pounds. They're measured in habits, consistency, confidence, and finally becoming the kind of woman who keeps showing up. And I am so her. Hi, I'm Dreanna Sabri Glover. I thought this video was going to be of me showing some dramatic transformation after 35 days, but instead I think I learned something that's going to help me way further along than losing a few pounds in 35 days could. The biggest thing is 35 days were going to pass regardless, and at the end of that you want to be able to say you did something, you accomplished something. And you know, sometimes what we think we'll be able to accomplish, because I said I wanted to be in the 240s by the end of the challenge, and unfortunately I didn't make it there. I'm close to it, but not quite. And I've had a lot of expectations during this, so I really want to talk about the expectations versus the reality. So first and foremost, let's reflect back on all of the things that I said I was going to do on a daily basis. I was like, I'm gonna get 10,000 steps a day. I'm going to do 3 to 4, sorry, I got my notes down here. I'm gonna do 3 to 4 days of strength training. I'm going to stick to whole foods, no takeout. I'm going to upload on YouTube weekly. I'm going to do my makeup every single day before work. I'm gonna do nighttime journaling every single night. I didn't execute these perfectly, and that's exactly why this challenge taught me so much, and I'm ready to share that with you. And I want to show you the things that did improve and what actually I'm excited to see what, like, especially with implementing a lot of the habits I've got from this challenge. I know I'm gonna be in a different woman by the end of the summertime. So let's talk about it. So first and foremost, it's crazy that I had that whole list of things and then attributed it mainly to seeing growth just solely to the scale. Throughout the challenge, if you watch from the beginning, in the beginning it was hard for me to even get any strength training days in. So it wasn't until like maybe week 3 or week 4 where I started like doing strength training a little more consistently. And now that I'm adding that into my routine, I'm having, you know, like anytime, especially with strength training, I've seen the scale do this many times, it kind of stalls because at the same time you're kind of building muscle, and at the same time you're probably losing fat, or maybe your body's just holding on to extra water because of the strength training. So there's so many different factors that play. And I wish during the challenge I was using a tape measure so I could look at the measurements, because I did see my body begin to slim down. I just didn't get to see it on the scale. And as someone who has gained and lost weight so many times and started so many different exercise journeys, I know better than to rely on the scale. So I shouldn't have just attributed to the success solely to that. But to be fully real too is that I know if I executed everything according to plan, I'm talking the 3 to 4 times strength training, the eating whole foods, and the walking every single day, and all of these different things. If I was to do that 100% correctly, I know I for sure would have seen bigger results in the 35 days, especially with the strength training, because I feel like strength training is one of my favorite things to see a transformation in my body. But instead of looking at this as a failure, I look at it as feedback, because I think that's the biggest thing you can do in a challenge. The things that I feel like actually changed was the 10K steps. You know, in the beginning of the challenge, I was feeling so sore every single day after doing it. My bunion started developing. I just bought like a bunion holder. But that's besides the point. But you know, I started the 10K steps. It was really hard in the beginning, and then it got towards the end of the challenge. I'm hitting 10K steps without thinking about it. You know, I'm being able to just end the day off with 10,000 steps. Doing my makeup before work was actually just a part of my normal routine. Like, I never had to think about it. It was like, I'm not leaving the house until I do this. So that was just something that became, you know, okay, now I'm prioritizing my appearance consistently. You know, and then I started getting into posting YouTube. Now, some weeks they were probably posted like a day or 2 late, but the biggest thing was me getting it out and creating that momentum for myself. And I think that was a great accomplishment that I was able to achieve, because again, one of my biggest goals during this was to grow my YouTube community and being able to continue to push out videos. Even I reached 400 subscribers too. So I was really excited about that, and just being able to see that, okay, like I am growing a community. And I think another thing was the recovering from a bad day became so much easier. One thing with this challenge, especially since I'm sharing it too, it was like, you know, if I had to really take a rest day, it wasn't going to be me snowballing into a bunch of different bad days and a big trope of excuses. It was like, you know what, this day wasn't good. We're going to get up and go for the next day. We're going to get up and do what we can do. And I think that was the great thing to take into account, because one thing with this challenge is it's not about having everything 100% perfect every day. Like that whole list that I had, having to hit all of those points every single week or every single day was a little bit much, especially since every single day changes. But the one thing I understood was show up with 100% of what you can for that day. Don't deviate away from the plan, just do what you can for the day, and it's okay. And that's when I talk about you need to make room for your green days, your yellow days, and your red days, which are green days are the ones that you feel your absolute best and that you feel like you could conquer the world. The yellow days are your average days, like, okay, you know, maybe you're not shooting for the stars that day, but you're good. And your red days are the days that you probably actually need to recover. And I did not, initially going into this plan, did not make room for the red days, days where I'm super sore, but still trying to show up and feeling bad that I couldn't show up in the way that I would on a green day. So being aware of all those different layers is, I think, what made the biggest difference for me. But I would have to say, and that I hope you take away from this video, is that flexibility wins. And I don't mean flexibility to the point that you're like, okay, like I'm just off for today, let me go eat 5,000 calories. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about understanding your body and what it needs. It's, for example, for the 10,000 steps a day, y'all. We know I have the 10,000 steps a day goal, and then I have to do the strength training 3 to 4 times a week. And with the way my schedule is set up, the best time, and the time where I would mostly have to work out, is going to be that 5 a.m., 6 a.m. morning time. And doing the 10K steps, I'm already telling you in the beginning of the challenge, it's hurting my body. But it also takes a while to sometimes achieve the 10K steps. So let's say by the time I get off of work, I only got 5,000 steps. That's 5,000 more steps to do after I get off of work. Now that I'm off work, or maybe I'm cooking, maybe I'm handling some business, maybe I'm editing a YouTube video. And now that one thing I'm realizing doing all of this is that, oh, it's almost 8 p.m. and I still haven't got the rest of my steps in. So guess what? Now I'm outside walking. And because of that, now I'm pushing back my sleep schedule, which turns around and pushes back my morning, because maybe I'm going to be a little bit more tired, especially if I'm trying to aim for the 8 hours of sleep. So it's just such a more of a trickle effect. But this is not to make excuses, but I'm just talking about to operate from my most optimal level. That wasn't the most efficient way. So instead of saying, okay, let me only do 10,000 steps or I fail for the day, I decided, okay, let's start making ranges in the future. I mostly stuck to the 10K steps for the remainder of 35 Her challenge, but outside of it, what is more sustainable is doing 8,000 to 10,000 steps a day, because I know that's something that's effortless. That's not something I have to think about when I get home. I know by the end of the day, I'm typically at the 8,000, 9,000 mark anyway. Going 10, yes, I'm going to have to go out my way for it, but at least it's not boxing me in to say, oh my gosh, if I don't do this, then I failed. Same with only eating whole foods. Like one day my job, they ordered takeout or whatever, and I'd rather stick to the healthier option and started asking instead, what's the healthiest option available? Because especially if you're someone who's traveling, or maybe you're not at home, or maybe someone else is cooking for you, that's your chance to be a little more intuitive and think, okay, how can I better portion size this? Or what option can I go to do takeout? Like for one time, my job, they ordered from Longhorn, and I just got the lemon grilled chicken along with the Brussels sprouts. If I wanted to be healthier, I should have went for the broccoli, but you get the point. Like, I'm not going to get their Parmesan crusted fried chicken. You know, I'm trying to keep it simple because I know what my goals are. And even within that, I met with my dietitian one week, and she did mention, like, you know, sometimes when you set restrictions on yourself, you're more prone to acting out on those restrictions. And because I was sharing with her, like, yeah, like I feel like there's days where I'm feeling like, you know, I'm not sticking to my plan, but she's like, you know, sometimes the more restrictions you set, that's why even when I did start meeting with her, she never said, all right, this is a diet, this is what you have to do. And she always was like, all right, first we'll work on breakfast and then get you there. Then we'll work on lunch, we'll get you there. You know, it was never centered around weight loss. It was never centered around a challenge. It was just, you know, lifestyle overall eating. And when you put yourself in the mindset of these are lifestyle changes and not just a part of a challenge, that's where you're able to better maneuver and be more flexible, but also understand what parts of yourself you need to give more into and what parts of yourself you need to reflect a little more better on to make better choices. Like, and another thing with this challenge, it helped me on YouTube. Like I said before, I reached 400 subscribers, which I'm very excited about. Doing this challenge, it helped me realize what kind of creator I actually want to be. What kind of information do I want to put out there? I know doing a challenge like this, especially as a plus size woman who is around 250 pounds, you know, that's motivating for someone who wants to do a journey like this or who is looking to do transformations. And within that, I realized, like, okay, I know that I'm more on the wellness, discipline, and lifestyle side, but I think I want to go more into, you know, still keep those kind of content pillars, but go more into storytelling and things that kind of inspire me. You know, I want to be able to tell stories and teach and leave my videos with something for you to think about when you finish watching it, or have something to take away after watching it. So I mainly restructure my content. And even right now, I'm in Portugal filming this. And right now, instead of feeling the pressure to capture every tourist attraction, I've been way more excited about my new recording ideas that actually might help somebody or might help you. So stay tuned. Because one thing I realized is I love recording. I love grabbing photos. I love making YouTube videos in general. But I think the biggest thing I learned was I don't really care to post vlogs. I don't really care to post travel content. I'll post some pictures, but when it comes down to like videos saying here's this what I did today, this is what I did in Lisbon, this is what I did in Porto, like I've never been that kind of girl for whatever reason. I don't know why, but that's just not what my channel is ever about or what I intended it to be for. And I know I posted one vlog before, and even that was like a little stressful to put together. But maybe that's just not with doing it often, but I think it's part of not wanting to do it in general. So it helped me reflect and better understand myself. So that was like another win that I got out of this challenge. But overall, this challenge has come to an end, and you know, 35 days didn't make the woman I want to become, but it surely introduced me to her. And that's what I really appreciate from the 35 Her challenge, that the woman I'm becoming shows up no matter what, and she adjusts, she learns, she keeps showing up, and that's someone I want to continue to become. But this challenge may be officially over, but this channel is just getting started. I have some new videos coming out and regarding, you know, lifestyle, wellness, and self-love for the most part. So continue to follow, subscribe. But I genuinely can't wait to share them with you, and I really hope that you continue on your wellness journey and accomplish the goals that you want, and hope to see you guys soon. I do plan on doing another version of the challenge. I might only do that like on Instagram or something and just kind of leave like the YouTube out of it. I'll post it in shorts still. I'll post it in my YouTube shorts, TikTok, but it'll be more so a short form thing. I don't know that I'll be making long form videos like this for it, and make it a little more simple based on what I've learned. Like I said, I put a lot of things on the to-do list on a daily basis, and I think that took away from honoring one goal. Like, my goal was to truly lose weight. I should have kept it only to like 10,000 steps, strength training, and eating whole foods. But when I add in a whole slew of other things, like posting on YouTube, and if you've been following along, you see me posting shorts daily. So I'm recording clips, editing every single day, along with doing my nighttime journaling, doing my makeup in the morning. So there's just so many different layers. And one thing I know I need to do better is habit stack instead of just trying to do everything all together. Because like you guys seen, it took until like the last week to really start doing strength training. And even the strength training, I had, instead of like just not doing strength training a whole week, I had to add it in little by little. Like I had to do like 1 day of strength training instead of worrying about doing 3 to 4. And now I'm able to do like 2 and 3 days along with doing the 10K steps a day. So just learning what's best for you. But I hope to see you again in the next video. Thank you for watching. My name is Drayana Sabree Glover. See you next time. Bye.